All right, guys, so this is going to be a pretty fun video. We've got this new electric bike. This is the ARIEL Rider X Class, 52 volt. I'm excited to see how this thing runs. We're gonna take it on about a 10-mile ride right now, and we're gonna have multiple terrains. We're gonna have some on-road, some off-road, top speed. I want to see what it's capable of, because this is going to be probably the fastest pedal bike that I've got. I have quite a few e-bikes at this point, as you guys have probably seen on this channel, but this is at 52 volts, and with all of the equipment that's on this is probably going to be the quickest one. I'm really excited to see how it does. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown on this bike. This is, like I said, ARIEL Rider X Class, 52 volt. They have a 48 volt as well. The 52 volt is clearly more powerful and more capable, I'm sure. This bike has hydraulic disc brakes, which I really love. I'm really a big fan of hydraulic disc brakes on these bikes, especially when they're going to go, say, over 30 miles per hour. On a slower bike, I don't think quite imperative, but for a faster bike, you want to have smooth, linear braking that's not going to fade on you. And that's what you get. Brand name too, we're talking Tektro. This is not some just run-of-the-mill junk. Full suspension. So we've got a nice motorcycle style front fork. It's not a short front fork, as you see on a lot of e-bikes. They run like a short front fork. This has a full size fork on it. Maybe not, you know, full size for a motorcycle, but full size as far as bikes go. This is as good as it gets. The seating, I really am a huge fan of. This is not an adjustable bicycle style seating. We've got motorcycle style seating. This is going to be really good on the bottom end, if you know what I mean. So room for two. If you have the longer seat, you can ride two up. That's a good sign too, because usually they're not going to be a proponent of two up riding unless the bike's got a decent amount of power. Let's talk about power, by the way. So in the back here, we've got this geared 1,000-watt hub drive that maxes out at 2,000 watts, which is pretty cool. That should be a decent kick in the pants. We'll see how it does. Shimano Altus cassette in the back, as you can see. So all quality brand name stuff, and suspension in the back as well. So you can go over some pretty gnarly stuff. Big old LED light in the front for riding at night. Fenders front and back, so if you roll through some mud, you're not going to get cased. And just great graphics all around. You can see the graphics are not stickers. They're actually in the paint. So that's not coming off. That's not coming off. That's nice. And I love the color. This blue just pops. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get on this thing and take it for a spin. I'm excited. Gravel road. Stable as can be. These fat tires usually aren't even phased by gravel or dirt, so I'm not surprised there. The seating position is really forward though, so we'll see how that translates when we get out onto the pavement. Okay, reset on the GPS. Let's see what she does. Now this is throttle only, no pedal. There's 30. 35. 36. Yeah, man, this thing moves really nicely. 36 miles an hour, and I am sitting up. Brakes feel good too. Nice. So about 32.5 miles an hour versus 35 on the speedometer. So a couple miles an hour off accuracy. I think that's pretty fair to say. But still, over 30 miles an hour, I'm not going to complain about that. This is, like I said, this is the fastest pedal e-bike that we have. And I really do see a lot of potential in this setup. The frame feels like it can go twice that speed, no problem. I think it's just maybe a battery or controller away from doing that, honestly. But this is great out of the box. It'll get you where you want to go, no problem. I might make an adjustment to the computer here to get that accuracy for speed, but it's not necessary. I mean, you can see the thing moves really well. And acceleration, let's just do an acceleration time here. Let's see what we got. I'm just gonna come to a complete stop. Now again, I'm not using the pedals at all. This is just off the throttle. So here we go. $20, $25, $30. So I mean, it gets to 30 really quick. I mean, again, this is a pedal bike. We're not talking about my Sur-Ron or some kind of crazy, you know, motorcycle hybrid. This is just a pedal bike. We're only supposed to be going 20. It's a class 2 pedal bike, and you can set the limiter to hold you at 20 miles an hour, but obviously we're not doing that. Another cool thing I want to mention is the sound. As you're accelerating, it's got like this like wind up sound. It's almost like a Tesla or something. It's really a cool sound. Electrics have really been taking their own shape in the past 5 to 10 years, and it's really great to see the mainstream accept it and embrace it. So we'll continue on with the ride and get to where we're going. Got some off-road here. Again, gravel, pretty loose and big gravel. Some big bumps here too. Man, this thing just feels solid. Right through the mud, no problem. And I'm just gonna keep going. Right through the mud. Look at that. 30 miles an hour on mud, no problem at all. Oh, I made a mess out of this thing. Of course. Oh well. Nothing that won't clean up. Ah. Those splash guards do a little bit of work, but I'll tell you, the mud that I just went through was probably not splash guard safe. I can't tell you how smooth this thing is. Wow. All right, so we've made it to our destination. As you can see, I have picked up some extra stuff. So this thing works, but it only keeps you from here. So down there, you're still gonna get some mud. Either way, I can't tell you on camera, I can't show you how smooth this bike really is. It is a cloud to ride on. And at that speed, 30 plus miles per hour, let me tell you, it is confidence inspiring. I would not hesitate to mod this bike up to a much, much higher speed. It feels extremely stable. There's no like weirdness at all. One-handed, I was holding my phone, just cranking it as fast as we can go. And it's one of those things where you can tell that they over-designed, which, I mean, you know, in this term is a good thing. They over-designed this chassis. It's definitely capable of much more. So great job, Aerial Rider, on that. I like the computer. It's a very simple design. You can see your speed and mileage and everything here, battery. Easy to read, no problems at all. I had the suspension set as soft as possible for a nice comfortable ride. It went off-road, as you saw, no problems at all. Same speed, 30. I'm convinced that this thing has some limiting in it in the controller. It feels like it can just go a lot faster. It is really well built. Really well built. That's the takeaway from this. So let's go ahead and load her up and we'll ride back. I just can't get over how smooth. Look at this. You can see like no vibration at all. 34 miles per hour. It is just rock steady, stable and smooth. Really nice. Really nice and controllable, super smooth. You can just creep really nice and slow, like if you're in traffic or something. It's not a big deal. Really an awesome little bike. On the way back now, and we've got one battery bar down, but we're still maintaining about 34 on the speedo. So it drops like 1 mile an hour with the battery. I don't even want to say sagging, but when the battery gets off of full, which is typical, that's really not bad at all. And the handling on this is nice too. It really feels like a cafe racer. I'm gonna say it. This is essentially like cafe racer-esque. So you could put some nice road going, you know, thinner tires on this if you wanted to, and probably increase the efficiency a little bit more. And also, I'm really interested in juicing up this setup a little bit and extending that speed out, but I really like the overall feel. Look at, on this gravel road, 30 plus miles an hour. I mean, I feel like I can go 60 no problem on this road. Not that I would, but you know what I mean. Now we're gonna go for a little rip around the farm here. Pea gravel, no problem. Off into the grass. And we're just gonna keep on cranking. Look at this. This just feels great. No problem at all. It really handles all the terrain, no problem. And we're back. So there we go. This is showing 12 miles. This is about right. We had about 2 miles on it when we started our trip. And so 10-mile ride. Lost 1 bar on the battery. I would be confident with this going 20 miles, no problem. Maybe even more. We'll see. I'll keep on riding it. But man, what a rush. A really solid bike. I think for the money, you would be very pleased with this one. There's no quality issues at all. Nothing left on the table. Everything, it checks all the bright boxes. We've got disc brakes, hydraulic, a 52 volt system, 30 plus miles per hour. I mean, 36 according to the speedo. So, I mean, I think that pushing this bike past that speed would be no problem if you get a nice kit to go, you know, a 60 volt or higher. You'd probably be seeing upwards of 45, maybe even 50 miles per hour. And that would be fan-freaking-tastic. It already is fantastic, but I can't wait. You guys know me. I don't leave stuff alone for long, especially when I like it, and I like this bike. So you should too. Check one out yourself. Aerial Rider 52 volt X-Class, a winner.